Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and I just bought this group of South American and Central American silver coins from an auction house in Switzerland. Super excited to unbox it. It looks like there's some cool stuff from the outside, and I also wanted to announce that tomorrow night, that's going to be November 2nd, we're going to be doing an 8 p.m. World Coins Only, including ancient coins, whatnot, live sale. You get $15 off your first purchase when you sign up in the link in bio, so refer your friends to that as well. But we're going to have some sweet coins, whether it's tetradrams from Rome or 1700s silver jetons from Paris, Cilician, Armenia 1300s coins, 5 kopecks, Mexican, Venezuelan silver. Interesting, that's Alexander the Great dram Antoniani from, I think, Gordian and maybe Philip. Really cool stuff on that, so be sure to check that out. Again, link at the top of the description for 15 bucks. But let's open this up and see what's inside. I'm excited to go coin by coin. And time to cut this out with some scissors. And we got it open finally, so gonna pour these out, make sure that there's nothing still in, doesn't look like it in the box. And they're relatively small size, but I think that there's actually some pretty interesting or maybe numismatically better material in here from the looks of it. And I did have to pay a fair amount for the coins that we're gonna be looking at. So interested to see how it goes. Certainly paid more than spot. This one looks like a 1911 Peruvian coin, 1 dinero, which I think that 10 of these would make a silver, probably peso or dinar or whatever the full, or maybe 1 sol, I think, in Peru. But it reminds me of like the trade dollar design, which I think is pretty cool. After that, we're going to have a Panamanian coin. This was the exact specifications of a quarter, 8.25 grams of 90% silver, and we see I think, is that Vasco da Gama? I'm forgetting, but maybe it's also Balboa, who is an explorer, and their coat of arms. So those can often be a bit better. And then after that, looks like an 1872 Colombian coin. This one's 83.5% silver. Again, really like how they have, exactly the silver purity here. It says undécimo, and my guess is that that means, there's 10 of these, and that would also, in a full Colombian unit, they're similar size here, so that would sort of check out. And I guess after that, this one says it's a Sucre, 1 decimo de Sucre, probably Ecuadorian. That says Birm, so maybe Birmingham Mint, and it is going to be from Ecuador. Some toning there. Looks a little bit worn, but also, interesting, like golden toning that maybe has faded away with a little bit of use. And then this one also looks like it's Peruvian, but a bit older, 1833. Wow. I have not seen this design ever before. Firme y feliz por la unión. So probably something in peace for the union, but much, more worn, but much older. You can really tell the age, and that this was just produced with sort of different techniques. And I find that pretty interesting. This next one also looks very old. I can't immediately identify it. Maybe it looks like Spanish colonial. Can't tell if that says 18 something. Oh no, on the back, even older, 1753 or 93. I think that's 53, but we'll be able to figure it out with a little bit more work. At one point it was probably holed and then plugged again, but maybe a real or a half real coin from the 1700s Spain. That's really, really cool. And here again, we can see the crest. That's not like a bust or anything like that. We've got a Cuban coin here, 1915. The United States made these for Cuba. 10 centavos, also 90% silver, 2.5 grams. Similar standard to the Panamanian. We got a 20 centavos, 1905 from Mexico. And I forget the silver purity at this stage either. I know that often there's like the 72%, and they note that, and it's like it likely is, but it also could be a little bit higher. 1910, 10 centavos here as well. Really like how the rays fall on that sort of a coin. And this one is not one that I recognize. It says Fila USA. Oh wow, so it's probably minted in Philadelphia, 1930 for Ecuador. I've never seen, a U.S. mint mark with the fila, as opposed to a P. So that one might be coming out for the personal collection. I try to add some of these to my personal collection in addition to, I can't just buy and never resell. So like some of this will be going on whatnot tomorrow as well. But a half dinero, 1917 right there. This one looks like a thinner Venezuelan silver coin. which it will be with Simon Bolivar, and 1.25 grams. So I don't know. My guess is that that's like a 1/20th of a Bolivar as well. Given that this is 2.5 grams and feels more dime-sized from Venezuela, I think that that makes a lot of sense, to me at least. Let's see what else we've got here. These look like also similar designs. So this one's also going to be a Sucre for Ecuador, but 1893 is a little older and it's actually in decent shape. And with good luster. What I'm really interested in though is whatever is behind it looks pretty uncirculated with some nice toning. That sort of blue into orange that can be really pleasing, and then wow, looks nicer in person, but you can tell that there's just like really pretty toning on that coin from Ecuador. So some good Ecuadorian silver, and then this one looks like it's Guatemalan, 1924, 5 centavos, or 1925, a little bit later, 72% silver, with the rifle included in their arms is always an interesting design. And then after that, it looks like we've got 2 Cuban coins here, also in pretty spectacular shape. Not like upper end, but I mean, these are nice coins if you're a Cuban coin collector. Really pretty, dated to 1949. So some interesting quality Cuban stuff being picked up here today. Also a 1932 quarter Balboa. I really like this though. I didn't even realize the extent to which there's nice sort of engraving or detail in Balboa's helmet. Pretty impressive if you ask me, and a nice landscape then there as well. So looks good to me with the armor. Really cool coin, and you can see just the contrast there is noticeable, where that detail really shines through. I'd love to see some uncirculated versions of those. 1911 10 centavos here from Mexico. I'm going to keep rolling with some cool Mexican coinage, and let's see. Oh no, I'm trying not to touch these too much at the same time. Probably not going to hurt them a ton either. 1902 Ecuadorian. So, a lot of the Ecuadorian stuff that we are sourcing is like a little bit earlier and older than I'm used to. Here we've got 1 real from 1860, y ferme feliz por la unión, 1 real, believe 9 des fino is like a 90% silver, but from 1860 again is much older. So really, Civil War era Peruvian coinage, and that's interesting to witness. Looks like we have 2 of these coins, which we've had one of them earlier. I think that they're actually pretty nice. Like, I think that they're better coins in terms of what we're looking at. They're in decent shape. They've definitely worn down, but again, Decimo coins from Colombia are not super common to come into contact with. Let's see what else we've got here. 1910 looks like another Peruvian fine, a half dinero. I don't know, where's that? And then also a 1930 Decimo de Balboa, 1/10. Interesting find. I'm going to try to do a bunch of these in a row because they all look like they're very similar. Looks like they're a bunch of Ecuadorian ones. 1915, I'm going to have to look for better dates and stuff. They don't seem to have that upper end of condition, but like as I sell these, they're probably not going to be sold for a while just because like they're not as common as it might suggest, where I've bought this lot and again paid up for it, but then all of a sudden there's like 10 similar of those coins all in a row. This one looks like it's an interesting design. 1822 Colonial Britann Monet. I don't really know what that means, but it's 16 XVI. Let's see, Britannorum Rex FD Georgius. So it seems like it's a George IV British coin. My guess is it could be for something like, and it's an anchor, so one of their seafaring colonies somewhere all around the world, but that could definitely be one of the best coins that we have here, and it'll be ID'd in time for tomorrow's live sale. So I can promise that that one will be making an appearance. Here, another new country for the day, Artigas. Oh, wow, that's really pretty. 20 centavos. Nice Uruguayan silver coin. Wow, awesome. It's a cool coin. And then we've also got another Decimo. This one looks like it's from Chile, from 1880. Wow, por la razón o la fuerza. So another new to today coin that I hadn't seen. This one looks like a Spanish coin. I can't tell if that's I think it's just called a cob, but like a small denomination. I'll have to look up the weight, but I'm going to wait to ID this sort of thing. If you know what we're looking at, like, let me know, because the cob, that whole thing is something that I just haven't really explored, but it looks pretty similar size to this Venezuelan 2.5 gram coin. So that might be some helpful identifying information, but that's pretty neat. Then we've got another Philadelphia minted. This one has nice luster on it. Ecuadorian 1916 coin, World War I era. So, you know, all of these feel like these are not just junk silver coins. These are much nicer. 1868 Colombian and 1894 Ecuadorian. And let's see if we can pull anything crazy. And it looks like we got something good. First off, we got a 1949 nice luster Cuban coin. But what I uncovered that I was more excited about, 1783. Looks like Charles or Carolus, I think that's Carlos the third, 1783. It feels like a half real. I've seen some of these Shipwreck coins from Admiral Gardner. They might be a little bit smaller than this or just really corroded. This one's worn, but certainly hasn't been sitting at the bottom of the ocean for a while, so there's a little bit of a cool factor there. And then just like the date is significant in U.S. history too. I think that's when Articles of Confederation, that sort of era was going on. So phenomenal 1700s find. And then we have a Guatemalan here, 1894, half real. Wow. Was not what I totally expected there. Here's a Central American 10 centimos coin from Costa Rica, 1905. Wow. So really hitting on a ton of different interesting Central and South American coins here at this point in the hunt. More Artigas 20 centavos. That one doesn't look in quite the condition. Some Venezuelan silver as well. And then it looks like some more on the Salvadorian side, or the Guatemala. Okay, that one's Guatemalan. I'm going to have to do some more detailed inventorying and being careful, that I don't confuse anything after this. That one looks like the Santiago Mint, 1893, but it's going to be Uruguay. So older Uruguayan silver. I've never seen this design either. 10 centésimos. Very cool. And, definitely going to come away with a better understanding of the South American silver after this. Then an older 1892 Costa Rica 5 centavos with some original luster. Also very interesting. We'll follow that up. We've got this Mexican coin right here, 1907 20 centavos. More like run-of-the-mill, if I have to be honest, but not in a bad way, because there's nice premiums on those Mexican silver coins, especially the older ones, and then some crazy, and it's not doing justice to the coin, my lighting setup, but you can sort of tell that there's some wild stuff going on this coin, 1915 El Salvador. It's very pleasing. It's like a real rainbow effect all through the coin, in a fun way. So that's great. Another 20 centavos here. This time it's World War II era, 1942, better condition. You see the 72% right on there, and an interesting ridged design, not like a uniform one, but a little bit different of something going on. And then this one stood out, 1880, 20 centavos. Really nice like luster on it, golden tone to it. Bolivian coin. Love how that looks. Nice die crack over there. Really, really fun. That's a better coin, I would think. I think that's one of the best coins that I bought out of this group. Really cool. Excited for that. I have to figure out if that's like expensive where I definitely want to sell it just to get back the money, or not. And this, wow, 1748. Another great find, Mexico City Mint, Spanish colonial. Let's see what that says. 1 right there. So I assume that's a 1 real, which means the other stuff was half reals. But I mean, think about this. It's been trading around for 274 years or something like that. Still going strong, still being, taken a look at as it's been traded around, hammered, came into some interesting circumstances, but, still a historical artifact from 250 years ago or so. I mean, that's really pretty special to be able to handle this material regularly and be able to do it as a hobby. 1912 Ecuador. We've got a, 1 decimo de sucre, so 1/10 of a sucre. Another Cuban find. I just really like Cuban coins. I think that they're pretty cool, special. They look great. And then we've got here a dinero, 1865, again from Lima, Peru. definitely a better one. And then it looks like we've got sort of some small, additions late here, but we'll take a look. So we got a half dinero. We've got a Mexican coin from 1935. We've got a Venezuelan coin, nothing crazy. And then classic, we've got the Sucre, two Sucres, both Lima, both Ecuador. So that's been the theme of this hunt, but I think that there's some highlights beyond that, just looking in terms of what we had, some really cool ones like that. When we recently saw the Bolivian coin, 20 centavos, thought that the 1748 real and the 1783 was really cool. I'm going to be able to do some more research on some of the coins over here. I'm trying to find where I put that 1820s one, and it's not obvious right. Oh, there it is. So we've got the 1822 coin from maybe British colonies, maybe some sort of Spanish silver. And then this last one as well, 1750 something. So crazy search. Really fun for me to be able to do it with all of you. And I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night over on the Whatnot platform. And as well as in any future unboxings that I do. Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to visit our website, treasuretown.com, to stay up to date on everything going on the channel and possibly get some great deals on coins and collectibles. We look forward to seeing you on our future videos, and best wishes until then.